So The Last of Us Factions has officially been canceled, which is crazy because last year Neil Druckmann showed us concept art of the game and saying that we're supposed to see some new gameplay or at least a trailer of what the game actually looked like this year around this time. And we didn't get it. And now a year later, we get that it's canceled. And so what does this mean for Naughty Dog? What does this mean for PlayStation's first party live service multiplayer games and multiplayer games in general? Well, we're going to get into that. So we do know from the blog post that The Last of Us Part 3 is probably going to be the next game dropping because Naughty Dog is all focused in on their next single player video game that's supposed to be releasing soon. So that's probably going to be The Last of Us Part 3. And I'm excited for The Last of Us Part 3. I loved The Last of Us Part 2. So it really has my hopes up for The Last of Us Part 3 that it's going to take that same tone and direction. Now, what does this mean for the multiplayer? Well, we do know that it's canceled, and that was a part of the 10 live service games that was supposed to be releasing from PlayStation's first party studio. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I don't know. We don't know anything else about any of the live service games. We still haven't really gotten an official PlayStation showcase that can let us know, hey, what are these development studios up to? So I don't know. I'm sure next year has to be the year where we actually see something. As of right now, we don't really know what's going to be coming out from PlayStation besides Final Fantasy, which isn't really first party, and we know Wolverine's in development. And outside of that, we also got Death Stranding. But outside of that, we don't have anything else releasing. Now, this does suck because I am a huge multiplayer guy. You guys know me. I am a Call of Duty nerd. That's what I call myself because I've spent over thousands of hours in Call of Duty, and I would really like to see more first party game, multiplayer games from both PlayStation and Xbox. And so with PlayStation taking this direction, I wonder what's going to happen with the other 10 live service games that we're supposed to be getting. We don't know anything about them. That's what I'm saying. I hope next year we actually see something in regards of those live service games, and hopefully some of them are ready. We also got leaks that there's like a Spider-Verse multiplayer game coming out, so we still got some multiplayer content dropping, but we just don't know when, and that's if it doesn't get canceled, and that's if everything's going on schedule. Now, I wonder if Naughty Dog is going to attempt another multiplayer game. They probably could do it with their new IP that they supposedly are going to be working on. Not Last of Us Part 3, but I also heard that they're going to be working on some like cyber or futuristic like type of game. That's probably going to be after The Last of Us Part 3 comes out. And so maybe with that new IP, they can make a multiplayer out of that. And when that game comes out, there's a multiplayer attached to it. They could do that. It's going to be interesting. And and one thing that makes me the saddest is the fact that PlayStation has some really good multiplayer IPs. I mean, Factions, the first one that dropped, was really good. We got Insomniac with Resistance. I mean, Resistance really needs to come back. Resistance, from its single player campaign, it's already fire. I don't know why they should bring it back. Well, we do know why, because I mean, it wasn't selling well at the time, but I feel like in today's day and age, that game can really do numbers. I truly think that a Resistance game made by Insomniac today can really do numbers. And you add that multiplayer. That multiplayer from Resistance was really good. And this is coming from a Call of Duty player. They need to bring back Resistance multiplayer. That would be a fire game. You can make so much money off of that, especially if you're going to make it live service. You can add skins to it, add cool looking guns and stuff. You can do a lot to that. So I don't know why. I mean, who knows? They could be in the works and we just don't know. But it seems like we don't know anything about that. It seems like we might not ever get a Resistance game ever again. And I hope we do. I hope I'm wrong. Another one is Killzone. Killzone is a big franchise as well. And it sucks that they dropped it for Horizon. Because you guys know how I feel about Horizon. I know a lot of you guys agree about how I feel about Horizon. But like I said, I truly think that Killzone needs to come back alongside Resistance and SOCOM. SOCOM, another great game that I feel like all three of those games today, nowadays, I think that those games would do absolutely crazy numbers if it's done correctly. When you make a live service game, a lot of developers, I'm not talking about PlayStation, I'm talking about in general. A lot of developers just figure out how they can make as much money as possible and how they can make the player play as long as possible, which is wrong because what ends up happening is people hate seeing how much microtransactions there are and they hate seeing how grindy the game is. What you want to do is get the base game right. If the base game is super fun, then that's already gonna make your live service successful. Then on top of that, you add new content and replayability, give the players a reason to continue playing. And if they're dedicated to the game, then they'll be like, oh, there's a cool skin in the game, I'll go buy the game because I'm already playing it every day. I already love this game. I'm gonna continue playing this game day on and day out. So let me go ahead and buy a skin or something. That's how live service games are supposed to work. And I feel like a lot of game developers don't see that. Well, not really the game developers, but like the higher ups don't see that. The higher ups, they don't see that. I don't know. We'll see what happens from here, but I definitely want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. It does suck that we're not going to get a Factions 2, and I don't know if we're going to ever get another Naughty Dog multiplayer game anytime soon. Who knows? But one thing I do know is that there are some more multiplayer games from PlayStation coming up soon. All we need to do is see them, and hopefully 2024 is the year we see these games. And even if they're not dropping in 2024 or 2025, at least let us see what the concept is. If we can see that, that will definitely get our hopes up to see what we can work with. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about this news. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm signing out. Peace.